This episode is brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Some things are just better together, like party playlists and Friday nights, campfires and ghost stories, peanut butter and chocolate. And Reese's Cups are the perfect combination of creamy peanut butter and delicious milk chocolate. So, when you want something sweet, you can't do better than Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Buy Reese's today wherever candy is sold.
Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show. Now, I don't know what to talk about. All right, that's a basic, well-known thing about me. But I thought of something last minute. Thought of something, and it's more so talking about myself and whether or not I have an attitude problem. Now, according to this guy on YouTube, like, he ain't made videos about me. He's all in my comment sections. But he has claimed that I have an attitude problem. Now, I think nowadays how most attitudes get started, it's usually because of another party. But if I'm being left alone, like I'm not being talked to, I'm chilling, listening to music, doing my own thing, then I don't have an attitude. But if somebody approaches me acting crazy, I will have an attitude. I remember, I was like, there was a time, because I started thinking about it, I'm like, I did kind of have an attitude with that woman, because I just wanted her to get away from me. But she was like some crazy lady downtown Seattle. I'm sitting there just like waiting and things for the peoples that I was waiting for. And so, anyways, she comes up to me and she was like mispronouncing police. And she was asking, do you know where police is at? Like, that's what she was saying. And I'm like, police? Like, what is that? And then she was like, police. Do you know where the police is at? And I'm like, up the street? Like, overall, I just wanted her to get away from me and things. And so I was giving her short answers. But she didn't seem like she was in no danger. She came up to me acting very, very dramatic. I don't know. Maybe there's a different way of how people act if they're in danger. But yeah, I overall just was like giving her short answers and things. And I think I just went right back to listening to my music. And then she's still like kind of standing over me, just looking at me. So I can't really like show you guys what I did because this is an audio recording. But use your imagination, okay? Close your eyes and use your imagination. Now, picture me, if you know what I look like. Picture me sitting down somewhere, and then picture somebody standing over me, right? So she was standing over me, and you know how, like, when you have your head down, and then you don't really want to look at a person, so you kind of just, like, lift your head up so that person can see your eyes? And that can be a clear sign, okay, like, lady, get away from me. All right, this conversation was over when you came up to me asking about police, okay? So I'm like, and I don't know whether she was joking, I didn't know. But she was going up to, like, everybody in the area asking them the same exact question. And so, yeah, obviously, I wasn't giving her any more attention. I'm like, I'm listening to my music. I do not want to be bothered. But overall, I feel like that people will claim that because of that incident, like, I have somewhat of an attitude. Like, I'm proud of the fact that I have an attitude because that should just tell a person that, like, that's a sign right there from, like, a person that notices that I have an attitude that I don't like to be messed with. So whatever reaction or whatever you get from me, if I roast you, if I roast your shoes, if I say you're shaped like a question mark, that's just me having I don't even know what to call it. Overall, it is an attitude, but I just don't want to be messed with. Like, I wish people would understand that about me. Like, I overall just want to be left alone. So, yeah. People, if they claim that I have an attitude, it's because I just don't like being bothered. So, if I'm like, yeah, and that's, I don't like go around like just giving people an attitude. Like anybody that knows me, they knows that I'm probably one of the most happiest, coolest, down to earth people that they've ever met. Like I just don't go up to my friends just having, unless I'm like playing around, then that's about it. But yeah, for the most part, not even for the most part, like all throughout my life, I've always had a positive attitude, but an angry, aggressive attitude, that's just like, okay, like now I'm getting annoyed. Now I'm tired. I'm honestly getting sick and tired of dealing with a situation like this. So yeah, I'll have it. I remember, no, there was a, I would have to say I was being petty, but I don't know whether that will fall underneath the category as having an attitude, but, so, I'm in Bartels, and, I had accidentally got, the wrong protein shake. So, yeah, because so there's this protein shake called Core Power. I went to go get vanilla, but I accidentally grabbed banana. I don't know, it's not that I don't like bananas, but I just don't want something else. And I walked all the way up to this place to get that one thing. So anyways, I went back out of line, went to go get my vanilla Core Power protein shake. So I go back up to the line, and I guess this guy was there. And he comes up to me, he was just like, the line is back there. I was like, I was already up here paying for my stuff. And he was like, no, you wasn't. And I was about to go off on him. I really was. Because, see, saying things like that, and it's like, I know where I was at. I don't know where you were at, but I know where I was at. But when you say some things like that, then that's when I'm like, okay, like, something should have told me to calm down. But I was getting ready to go off on dude. And the cashier, she cut me off and was all like, oh, no, he was in line and things. And he was just like, oh, okay. That's just one thing I don't like is when people, they have to, like, hear it from somebody else. Like, if they ask me a question and then they don't believe my answer, and then they'll ask somebody else and they give them the same, they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's seriously, like, I'm on some Family Guy stuff. That seriously grinds my gears. That's the type of stuff where I'm like, okay, don't ask me anything, don't talk to me, that's okay, then yeah, I would have to say then yeah, I have an attitude. But yeah, it's like with stuff like that, like don't do stuff like that. So anyways, I remember when I was walking out, I was like, yeah, you have a nice day. And I was like, yeah, I was just, man, that's the type of stuff where I'm like, please don't say anything to me, please don't. Just like, if you're gonna say some stuff like that, please just keep it to yourself. Because I know there's gonna probably be people out there defending him like, oh, well, he didn't know. Like, well, no, if he's seen me going back up to the registers to a certain cashier and there's multiple other cashiers up there, then that's probably a clear indication that, hey, maybe he was already up here paying for his stuff. Like, come on now. So, anyways, yeah, that guy, I'm like, I would have to say I was going to give him a piece of my mind, but yeah, the cashier, she cut me off. So luckily she vouched for me. That cashier, like shout out to her. Shout out to that Bartels cashier. That Bartels is crazy though. Like the people that came in there and then robbed that place for cigarette cartons, candy, like a bunch of other stuff. Like that Bartels is crazy sometimes. I think this one guy, he went in there and he pooped on the ground. Yeah, it's a weird place in there. What other things? This lady, I think she was farting, and it was because it was loud, and I hurry up and got out of that aisle because that was like, okay, you done had something bad and you don't need to be out in public. I wouldn't really say that falls underneath the category as having an attitude. I'm more so concerned for her because, no, this lady's stomach, like whatever noises was coming from her body, that is not normal. That is not normal. And you need to get some Pepto-Bismol. You need to get something, some water to calm down your nerves. Go in an alleyway because then she gonna blame her dog. I'm like, look, okay, I ain't been around multiple dogs. I've pretty much grew up around dogs. I highly doubt out of the whole dog population that their stomach can make noises like how she was making. Okay, because it honestly, what it sounded like some like it was from like a cartoon or it was from a TV show or something. Like when when they eat something bad and they're all like white chicks, for an example. It was like that, but it was like it sounded like some like explosives going off, like some human explosives going off. So that's why I was like, yeah, I just hurry up and got out of the aisle. I didn't say anything to her. She said that because it was like I was standing there. I think I was getting like notebooks for YouTube or something. And yeah, she was just all like, when she said that, she was just all like, oh yeah, like my dog's having stomach issues in the notebook aisle. Like that should have been something like, if I wasn't thinking about like where we were at the time, I was just more so just trying to hurry up and get out of there. But yeah, when she said that, I was like, lady, you're in the notebook aisle, okay? Like what are you going to find in here? Absolutely nothing. Besides pencils and pens and paper. This is not going to help the problems that's coming from your body. So I'm like, you need to work on that. So, but I don't know. Like, let me think of some other times. I would have to say there. You know what? That was just more so me, just like this guy, because he's giving. It's one. Okay, so. Here's what I have to say about this whole attitude thing. If you're giving me an attitude, I will give you an attitude back. So if you're acting crazy towards me, I will act crazy towards you. And there was a time, I remember, because this customer at my job, the thing is what I don't like about customer service is when, if I'm talking to you, and you don't respond. I think I've talked about this before. But if I'm talking to you, if I say, hey, how's your day going? And you don't say anything, then at that point, I don't really care for what you have to say in the future, for what you have to say. Like, I just don't care about, like, honestly, I wish you would bring your food in from home and eat, like, at your desk or something. But just, like, I honestly, because I thought about that, and they was all like, and they said like, no, that wouldn't be a good look. But I was like, if I said we should put up a sign saying, if you have an attitude, please turn around. Please turn back around. Because I don't know, like the people that I work around, and include myself, we're all like happy people. So the last thing that we need is a customer mad about whatever coming down and like I don't know, like I don't like that type of stuff. Like I'm like, man, like I wouldn't act like this towards you in your workplace, so why are you acting like this towards me in my workplace? Like that's the type of stuff I'm like, bruh, like chill out. But anyway, so this customer, and there was like numerous occasions where I'm like, okay, maybe it was just a bad day, so I'll try again another day or another time in the week, because maybe he might be having a bad day, bad week, bad month, bad year. He's having a bad something, so I'll try again later. And I did, and it's the same results every time. And then another thing that grinds my gears is when you say something to that person, they don't say anything, and then there's that person that they hadn't seen in 5 years because they got switched to a different building. They see them, they're like, oh, hey, John, how you been? Hey, how's the wife? How's the kids? I'm like, really, dude? And I'm thinking in my head, like, I know I don't talk that quiet. I know you had to hear me. Like, that's the type of stuff where I'm like, then you're like, have a nice day, then they just walk off. Like, I'm like, okay, so you, please, make this the last time. Like, save the food, eat like a rat, make sure you just do not, like, I'm like, man, it's stuff like that. I'm like, if I ever own a business, I might not have a whole lot, I'm gonna have like a lot of positive customers. A lot of positive attitude customers, because I'm like, if you come in here angry, I'm turning you right back around. The employees, everybody, we are not cut out for that type of behavior. We're not. But no, so there is a day, and I don't know, like I'll have to say that's just like a lot of built up attitude, like a lot of built up anger. I don't know, because this guy, I think he had like a problem with me. I don't know exactly what. It wasn't like I never like overcharged him or did anything like I overall just kept the conversation. Like I try. Well, like unless it's a customer that I'm cool with. But for most part, I keep the conversation short with a lot of customers and stuff. So I don't know what I could have said to upset this guy. If saying, "Hi, how's your day going?" If that upsets him, then bro, you should not be out in public. But so anyways, there is a day where we were getting on the elevators. Now, how long does it take an average person? How many steps should it take to get into an elevator? Because not including the steps like walking to the elevators and then walking to the elevator, but how many steps does it take to get in an elevator? Because if you're taking baby steps, like you're acting like Bill Murray from What About Bob, if you're taking baby steps to get into an elevator, I will push you in there. I do not, friend, family, random person, I will push you in there. Because this guy, so I'm standing there, everybody else, they're getting on. He's sitting there just like waiting and waiting. So I took my forearm and I pushed him in and I stood there and I'm like, bro, please say something to me. Because this, I'm like, you have to know, like, the way you act towards me. I'm seriously, bro, I don't want to have like an aggressive situation, but I will have to say some things. I seriously will. And that was like one of the last few times I seen him. That was like, I didn't mean to, I don't think I overall, because he came in there a few times. I think he had lost some butter down there, and I think that's what sent him over the edge. Like, he was like, no, them guys, I know they stole my butter. Like, who brings a whole like thing of butter to work? Like, it was like one of those, like, I can't believe it's not, like, it's not butter, or I can't believe it's butter, whatever the name is for that thing. But it was like, yeah, it was like in one of those, like, not package, but like round things, kind of like how ice cream comes in. But you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, yeah, he lost one of those. I think, yeah, I remember because it was like, I think I had asked because I told like all the coworkers and everybody about it, and they knew who he was, and so they was, yeah, when they like seen that he lost that, then they were telling me about it. I'm like, all right, I don't know what y'all, like, I ain't gonna hand deliver it to him like this. No, I don't care what that man loses. So anyways, now people are gonna probably be thinking that I stole that man's butter and stuff. Like, I did not steal the man's butter. He had lost it. No, in fact, he didn't even lose it. He left it. Okay, there's a difference between losing something and you leave something. That man, all right, at whatever table or whatever thing he was at, he left it there. It was not lost, and he didn't come back for it. So I'm like, really, who's gonna come back for a thing of butter? Like, come on, bro. Like, you gotta do better than that. Who even brings a thing of butter to work? Like, come on, man. Now I'm probably like called out somebody. You know what? If you do bring a thing of butter to work, go ahead. This world needs to change. We need to start doing different things. That needs to be one of them. Bringing full-on, big, giant things of butter to work and things. So yeah, do that. Live your life. But yeah, like I know people are gonna probably be all like, oh, you had an attitude towards that man. No, that man had an attitude towards me, and I was giving him a taste of his own medicine. Like, I don't care who you are. If you treat me a certain way, I will give you that same treatment back. Because, like, no, people need to understand, like, you can't just be going around in life just giving random people, like, attitude for no reason. So, yeah, if there's a way I act, it's most likely because you done caused it. And you then said something or did something to me to where now I have to act like this towards you. I don't want to act like this towards you. Overall, I try to be cool and, like, calm, cool, and collected with everybody, but yeah, it's like, you give me an attitude, like, I'm overall going to give you an attitude back. Point blank simple. Period. End the conversation. Don't care what you have to say. So, and I know, like, to whoever these people, like, whoever this guy is on YouTube, he over because no, it was like, the comment read off, like, you use this, like, you have an attitude problem. You need to work on that. I don't think people understand, like, if you own something. So, like, let's say somebody goes into your house, right? And then they're over there telling you, like, you need to fix your attitude in your own house. They're telling you what to do in your own house. You know what? I can understand if it was leading to like negative reactions with myself, or like it was just it over, and like every time overall, like if I know this person's acting crazy and things and they have an attitude problem, I wouldn't be over at their house. And I wouldn't, and they're just like, yeah, I wouldn't, there ain't gonna even be a reason for me to tell them you need to fix your attitude, because if I know they have an attitude problem, I most likely wouldn't even be friends with them. I don't like, there's people that I grew up with, and they just like, they overall had like an attitude issue. I tried my hardest. Like, that's the type of person that I am. Like, if there's a person that I'm friends with, because I remember there's this one girl I went to school with, and she kind of had like an attitude. Like, I don't know, it was different, because you'll see her in real life, like, just straight up Batman face. Straight up Batman face. Like, she like never smiled, never, like, I was like, what's the problem? Like, I remember like when we started, like, cause no, it was more so like, I remember when she started hanging out at our like table at my school and things. So we like, yes, we had our own exclusive table. So anyways, we're at the table chilling, and I remember she just randomly started showing up. And I noticed, like, from the start, like, this girl kind of has, like, an attitude. So I ain't gonna say anything to her. And if she says something to me, I'll say something to her. But, I'm not going to, I'm not gonna cross that line. So, anyways, but no, it was, like, she was, like, if you seen her on Facebook or Instagram or somewhere, because I remember there were, like, I think it was, like, sometime after we graduated, then we just kind of lost that contact, unfriended each other, unfollowed each other from social media. But yeah, it was like that girl was like smiling in all her photos. So I can't remember if I added her or she added me. But I'm like, I know this ain't the same girl. This ain't the same girl that looks like she's straight up just Batman face, like every day I see her and things. Like, the only thing that I remember about her, and it blew my mind. It seriously blew my mind to the point where I'm like, this isn't this isn't real. Like, this is not real. But she was a wrestling fan, and if you know me, I'm one of the biggest wrestling fans out there. Like, I'm watching wrestling right now as I speak. But I remember, she asked me, like, what was I doing? Because I remember, there's days, like, where I would message her just so I can, like, dang, like, send me a LMAO or LMFAO or LOL, ha ha, ha ha ha, like, or 4 ha's, something, right? But it was, like, never that. I think she had asked me, like, what was I doing one night? And it must have been, like, Monday or whatever night wrestling comes on. And I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm watching wrestling. And she was just all like, oh yeah, I watch wrestling too. That's when, like, you know, like in that movie Inside Out, when they had like the little people in their head and things, like, I reference that movie a lot to like real life situations. Somebody's doing something crazy, I'm like, them Inside Out people are doing something. But anyways, yeah, those Inside Out people in my head, they was like, hold on, wait a second, hold on, nobody don't touch nothing. Like, let's sit down and look at this for a second. Did she say she is a wrestling fan? Happiness or anger, one of the other emotions? They're all like, yeah, I think they did just say that. Like, how do you respond? They're sitting there, one's flipping through a book, like, I don't know what to say. Like, what do we do in this situation? Because I'm confused. She wasn't supposed to say that. Like, she wasn't supposed to. She was supposed to say nice or make fun of him for being a wrestling fan, but she watches wrestling herself. Like, what do we do? Like, I can't find any answers in the book, so they're still confused till this day. That's like one of those questions, like who killed Biggie or who killed Tupac or something, because it was like how like, wait a minute, what? Like, hold on. And so she said that, and I looked at her differently. I'm like, you know what? You can have an attitude. You can. I will never cross you. I will be nothing but nice to you. But do what you want to do. I'm not gonna judge. All right. Then I'll never forget the day I remember she snapped at this, because the table that I chilled at, There's this one girl that went to her like there was one girl that I was in class with, and she had, I think, a couple of her friends there, and then of course the attitude girl, and so I was the only guy at the table. And this guy came up and he was just like, Tyler, is this all you? And I'm like, I'm not answering that. I'm like, no, man, we're just friends. Like, that's it, bro. Like, I'm not. Like, why would you even, why would you even ask a question like that? Because I was more so, like, shocked, like, bro really came up here in front of these girls' faces and said that. So, of course, they're going to be waiting for me to answer, and I'm like, no, we're friends. Like, why would you ask me a question like that? Like I let people know right now, I'm a very, very respectful person. So, behind doors, in front of them, I will tell that guy the same thing, like, nah, man, we're just friends, I'm not Hugh Hefner. I'm not just pulling out girls left and right and things. So, anyways, no, the attitude girl straight snapped on him. And I just sat there and watched. I'm like, nah, man, that's all on you. That is all on you. You came over here and decided to ask that question, so now you got to pay the consequences, because you could have stayed over on your side of the on the school and where his table was at, and did your thing. But nah, like, you came over and you decided, like, so that's, you brought down yourself. I'm sorry. So anyways, but yeah, you know, like, there's times where they just showed something on wrestling, and I don't think, if that's what they're, that's some crazy stuff. They're over here trying to, man, wrestling, they really competing. Because if you remember a few episodes ago, AEW and versus WWE, like, they really trying to compete for, like, that Wednesday spotlight and things. But yeah, if you have an attitude, like, it's towards people. Like, if you just go around. If you just go around and like, freaking phone distracting me. But anyway, it's gonna go off again. Watch. It's gonna do it. I know it is. I ain't gonna say anything until it does. This podcast ends up being like 15 more minutes long. Me waiting for the second. I know it is, because it was a friend of mine's liking something that I had said, and I know she's going to reply here soon. I know she is. I'm just going to wait for it. I'll watch wrestling. I'll take wrestling off mute right now and I'll watch it, because I know for a fact that that's what's going to happen. Okay, so it might be a long... Okay. Should I just... Okay, I'm going to overall end this episode. Yeah, but if you have an attitude and people are causing it, then yeah, then that's why you have an attitude, or that's why people... that's... Overall, you have an attitude because of people, and people are causing that attitude. And so, therefore, you have a legitimate reason on why you have an attitude. But if there's nobody causing it and you just have, like, a natural born attitude, then you're crazy. So, anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel for the episodes to be updated on there, and also on any podcast streaming service that's my podcast is available on. I'm doing this so differently than how I usually would end this episodes. But anyways, and then also, okay, how am I trying to say this? Because no, I'm trying to change it up. So anyways, if you're on SeatGeek purchasing tickets for whatever you're purchasing tickets to, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss, and it'll knock $20 off your first purchase. So yeah, go on there, buy you some tickets and things, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. This has been the most unorganized episode, one of the most unorganized episodes I've ever done, but it's funny just hearing me being unorganized. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.